Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Vande Guru Nisha Bhakta Nishan Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaura Udaye Pushpavanato Chitrau Sandau Tamonudau Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinira Smarana Hoya Vigana Vinashana Anayasa Sapal Nija Vanchita Purana Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Rupa Raghunatha Padayarasha Chaitanya Caritamrita Kahi Krishna Dasa Hare Krishna Hare Worshipful devotees, thank you so much for joining. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. So today is May 20th, Monday, and the appearance of Lord Nrsimhadev is coming in just 2 days, which is on Wednesday. So Wednesday is, we are going to continue reading Sri Chaitanya Caritamrita, Adi Lila chapter 7, entitled Lord Chaitanya, in 5 features. We are reading a section where Srila Prabhupada is giving very detailed purports about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu answering Prakashananda Saraswati's question. In particular, this section is about the Vedanta Sutra. So we will read from text 121. Vyasera sutrete kohe parinamavada Vyasa bhranta boli tara uthai liya vivada. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In his Vedanta Sutra, Srila Vyasadeva has described that everything is but a transformation of energy of the Lord. Shankaracharya, however, has misled the world by commenting that Vyasadeva was mistaken. Thus, he has raised great opposition to theism throughout the entire world. Purport. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, it is definitely stated that all cosmic manifestations result from transformations of various energies of the Lord. Shankaracharya, however, not accepting the energy of the Lord, thinks that it is the Lord who is transformed. He has taken many clear statements from the Vedic literature and twisted them to try to prove that if the Lord or the Absolute Truth were transformed, his oneness would be disturbed. Thus, he has accused Srila Vyasadeva being mistaken in developing his philosophy of monism. Therefore, he has established Vivartavada, or the Mayavad theory of illusion. In the Brahma Sutra, second chapter, the first aphorism is as follows. Tad ananyatvam abrahmana shabd ab shabdadibhya. Commenting on this sutra in his Sharirika Bhashya, Shankaracharya has introduced the statement Vacharambhanam Vikaro Namadhyeyam from the Chandogya Upanishad to try to prove that acceptance of transformation of the energy of the Supreme Lord is faulty. He has tried to defy this transformation of energy in a misguided way, which will be explained later. Since his conception of God is impersonal, he does not believe that the entire cosmic manifestation is a transformation of the energies of the Lord. For as soon as one accepts the various energies of the Absolute Truth, one must immediately accept the Absolute Truth to be personal, not impersonal. Transformation of his energy. For example, a businessman transforms his energy by establishing many big factories or business organizations, yet he remains a person. Although his energy has been transformed into these many factories or business concerns. The Mayavadi philosophers do not understand the simple fact. Their tiny brains and poor fund of knowledge cannot afford them sufficient enlightenment to realize that when a man's energy is transformed, the man himself is not transformed but remains the same person. Hare Krishna. I pause here so everyone can read a little bit. So basically, in this section, we are discussing that how Srila Vyasadeva has given that ultimately everything is a transformation of the inner of coming from the supreme divine person, which is Krishna. But Shankaracharya or the Mayavadis, they oppose that. And what do they say? They do not accept, not accepting the energy of the Lord, thinks that the Lord who is transformed. Basically, that he loses his identity, right? Or Prabhupada gives the example of a businessman, like someone, even in this world, we see like a big CEO or a big, they may have factory in India, factory in US, factory in Europe, and they may be playing golf in some resort. But that doesn't, I mean, he has put his people, his wealth, his mind and energies are working, but he does not lose his shunya, or nothing. So his oneness, he has taken many statements to and twisted them. So Shankaracharya has taken many statements and twisted them, so that the oneness would be disturbed. And the Lord is the absolute truth were transformed. So that's the point. The absolute Krishna is God, was God, and will be God. There is no competition there. Those who try to compete, they're actually dogs. Or those who are trying to become gods, Prabhupada said they're like dogs, trying to be one with God, trying to surpass God. No, we cannot do that. The Jiva is eternally separated, part and parcel, is energy of the Lord. So, an example of businessmen also we discussed. So I guess we'll read further the next maybe 2 paragraphs. Anyone would like to read? From
I can read, Prabhuji.
here. Anyone wants to? Yes.
Srila Vasudeva from here. You read and remain okay, not believing that. Not believing in the fact that the energy
Not
of that.
believing.
Yes. Did you hear me, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna?
Yes, please.
Okay. Not believing in the fact that the energy of the absolute truth is transformed. Shankaracharya has propounded his theory of illusion. This theory states that although the absolute truth is never transformed, we think that it is transformed, which is an illusion. Shankaracharya does not believe in the transformation of the energy of the absolute truth, for he claims that everything is one and that the living entity is therefore also one with the Supreme. This is the Mayavad theory. Srila Vashdev has explained that the absolute truth is a person who has different potencies merely by his desire that there be creation and by his glance Sa Aikshata. He created this material world, Sha Asarjata. After creation, he remains the same person. He is not transformed into everything. One should accept that the Lord has inconceivable energies and that it is by his order and will that varieties of manifestations have come into existence. In the Vedic literature, it is said, Sa Tatvato Nayatha Buddhir Bhikara iti Udarrataha. This mantra indicates that from one fact, another fact is generated. For example, a father is one fact and a son generated from the father is a second fact. Thus, both of them are truths. Although one is generated from the other, this generation of a second independent truth from a first truth is called vikara or transformation resulting in a byproduct. The Supreme Brahman is the absolute truth and the energies that have emanated from him and are existing separately, such as the living entities and the cosmic manifestations, are also truths. This is an example of transformation, which is called vikara or parinama. To give another example, bikara, milk is a truth, but the same milk may be transformed into yogurt. This yogurt is a transformation of milk, although the ingredients of yogurt and milk are the same. In the Chanda Yoga, Chanda. Should I continue, Prabhu?
Sure, you can complete this, Mataji. Paragraph, I mean.
Okay. In the Chandagya, okay. In Chandagya Upanishad, there is the following mantra, Aitad Atmayam Idam Sarvam. This mantra indicates without a doubt that the entire world is Brahman. The absolute truth has inconceivable energies as confirmed in the Shetashvara Upanishad, Parasya Saktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. And the entire cosmic manifestation is evidence of these different energies of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is a fact, and therefore whatever is created by the Supreme Lord is also factual. Everything is true and complete, Purnam. But the original Purnam, the complete absolute truth, always remains the same. Purnat, Purnam, Udachate, Purnasya, Purnam, Adaya. The absolute truth is so perfect that although innumerable energies emanate from him and manifest creations which appear to be different from him, he nevertheless maintains his personality. He never deteriorates under any circumstances. Back to you.
My network is not proper. Am I audible?
Sometimes it's cutting off your voice. Sometimes it's very fast, but it's not stable.
Sorry about that. Can you hear now?
Yes.
Okay. I think the point is pretty clear here. The same concept is shared that the Lord is always the Lord. Unlimited transformations, energies come from Him. Jiva is, matter, antimatter, physical matter, spiritual matter, subtle matter. Gross does not lose his identity, or he always remains the Supreme Lord. Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Pushishyate. By material calculation, if someone has 100 rupees, you give 2 rupees here, 5 rupees there, 10 rupees here, 7 rupees here. Ultimately, they're left with zero, because that's apurna, that's finite. But the Lord is unlimited. So, unlimited jivas, unlimited creations, unlimited spiritual worlds, unlimited material worlds come from Him. Still, He remains unlimited. So, let's read further so that we can complete this long purport. Who would like to read this paragraph?
Prabhuji, I can read.
Anyone? Yes, Mataji.
It is to be concluded that the entire cosmic manifestation is a transformation of the energy of the Supreme Lord, not of the Supreme Lord of Absolute Truth Himself, who always remained the same, the material world and the living entities, and transformation of the energy of the Lord, the Absolute Truth or Brahman, who is the original source, in other words. The absolute truth Brahman is the original ingredient, and the other manifestations are transformations of this ingredient. This is also confirmed in the Taittiriya Upanishad 3.1 Yato va imani Bhutani Jayante. This entire cosmic manifestation is made possible by the Absolute Truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this verse, it is indicated that Brahman, the Absolute Truth, is the original cause, and that the living entities, jivas, and the cosmic manifestations are effects of this cause. The cause being a fact, the effect are also factual. They are not illusion. Shankaracharya has constantly tried to prove that it is an illusion to accept the material world and the jivas as byproduct of the Supreme Lord, because in this conception, the existence of the material world and the jivas is different and separate from that of the absolute truth. With this jugglery of understanding, Mayavadi philosophers have propagated the slogan Brahma Satyam Jagan Brahma Shatta Jagat Mithya, which declares that the absolute truth is fact, that the cosmic manifestation and the living entities are simply illusions, or that all of them are in fact the absolute truth, and that the material world and living entities do not separately exist. It is therefore to be concluded that Shankaracharya, in order to present the Supreme Lord, the living entities, and the material nature as indivisible and ignorant, tries to cover the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He maintained that the material cosmic manifestation is mithya or false, but this is a great blunder. If the Supreme Personality of Godhead is a fact, how can his creation be false? Even in ordinary dealing, one cannot think the material cosmic manifestation to be false. Therefore, Vaishnava philosophers say that the cosmic creation is not false, but temporarily it is separated from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but since it is wonderfully created by the energy of the Lord, to say that it is false is blasphemous. Back to you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. I'll keep my video off so at least the audio can work. Thank you for reading. I think this is the most critical point, which we have covered multiple times. So the Vaishnava philosophy is Jagat is not mithya, it's not false, but it's anitya. It is not our real home. So it's temporary. Kamala Dala Jala, Jivana Thalamala. It is the separated energy of the Lord. Bhinna Prakriti Ashtadha. So if we mithya, that is offensive as per the purport here. Any other comments, or should we read further? Okay. Who's going to read the last part of the purport? From here?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna, devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Non-devotees factually appreciate the wonderful creation of material nature, but they cannot appreciate the intelligence and energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is behind this material creation. Sripad Ramanujacharya, however, refers to a sutra from the Aitreya Upanishad 1.1.1, Atma va idam agra ashita, which points out that the Supreme Atma, the Absolute Truth, existed before the creation. One may argue if the Supreme Personality of Godhead is completely spiritual, how is it possible for him to be the origin of creation and have within himself both material and spiritual energies? To answer this challenge, Sripad Ramanujacharya quotes a mantra from the Taittiriya Upanishad 3.1 that states, Yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayanti abhisam vishanti. This mantra confirms that the entire cosmic manifestation emanates from the Absolute Truth, rests upon the Absolute Truth, and after annihilation, again re enters the body of the Absolute Truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The living entity is originally spiritual, and when he enters the spiritual world or the body of the Supreme Lord, he still retains his identity as an individual soul. In this connection, Sripad Ramanujacharya gives the example that when a green bird enters a green tree, it does not become one with the tree. It retains its identity as a bird, although it appears to merge with the greenness of the tree. To give another example, an animal that enters a forest keeps its individuality, although apparently the beast merges with the forest. Similarly, in material existence, both the material energy and the living entities of the marginal potency maintain their individuality. Thus, although the energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead interact within the cosmic manifestation, each keeps its separate individual existence. Merging with the material or spiritual energies therefore does not involve loss of individuality. According to Sri Ramanujapada's theory of Vishishta Advaita, although all the energies of the Lord are one, each keeps its individuality, Vaishishthya. Should I read further, Prabhuji? Sripad Shankaracharya has tried to mislead the readers of the Vedanta Sutra by misinterpreting the words Anandamaya Abhashyat, and he has even tried to find fault with Vyasdeva. All the aphorisms of the Vedanta Sutra need not be examined here. However, since we intend to present the Vedanta Sutra in a separate volume. Hare Krishna, back to you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for reading this. So I think the end always remains the Lord. Material, spiritual, all energies come from Him. He still remains the Lord. Shankaracharya refutes Srila Vyasadeva, but we have discussed this in great detail. Why he refutes, what was going on, like to basically the pendulum example. Circumstantially, he is doing that, although he is the incarnation of Shiva himself, right? And he's preaching the Mayavad philosophy. Or so, in short, Prabhupada is giving such detailed purport. So many technical terms are there in this verse. But just to keep it simple, that ultimately the Lord is the supreme source of everything. And another analogy comes here, given by Sri Ramanujacharya. The green bird and the green tree. Both are green, but it's not that the green bird enters the green like a green parrot, imagine. That the green parrot goes in the green tree. Do they just all become one? No, they both are green. But still the parrot remains a parrot and the tree remains a tree. Keeping their individuality. Although it may apparently appear that just that it all appears green. We may sometimes not even see the parrot. That's the example given here. And these are quite technical verses, a little bit hard to digest and comprehend. But to make it simple and sweet, we'll discuss something in the last few minutes. A verse which I recently found. This is a secret for happiness, actually. Secret to be materially happy and secret to spiritually advance. Santushta trishu kartavya swadhari bhojane dhani. Santushta Trishu Na Kartavya Swadhyaha Japa Dhanayo. Well, a few devotees like to read or feel inspired? Anyone would like to try? This is a beautiful verse.
I can try, Prabhuji.
Sure, please.
Nectar for soul. Santushta Trishu
Please,
Kartavya
Prabhuji.
Swad. Is it? Can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes, maybe, yeah, there is a delay, but yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
Nectar for soul. Santushta Trishu Kartavya Swadhare Bhojanadhane. Santushta Trishu Na Kartavya Swadhyaya Japa Dhanayoh. One should be always satisfied with these three things.
Everyone try to remember this. So by yeah, you can read the translation, Prabhuji.
Sure, Prabhuji. One should be always satisfied with these three things: their spouse, the food, and the amount of wealth they obtained. One should never be satisfied with these three things: the amount of scriptural study, the amount of chanting, and the amount of charity they performed. Haribol.
Wonderful. Let's understand this and then we'll do one more time. So here, Santushta, the word Santushta means satisfied. One should be grateful in three things. What are the three things? Three kartavya. So, swadhara. Number one, one's wife, one's spouse. The husband should be happy with the wife should be happy with the husband. Whatever has been arranged by the Lord knows better. Bhojane, jo bhi bhojan, whatever bhojan Krishna has arranged, of course, whatever prasad, sometimes there could be the salt is less, spices, this, that, we should not complain, especially with Krishna prasad, we should not complain with anything. Should take sattvic bhojan and be happy, be grateful, and count the blessing. There are millions who don't get food to eat, so we should be grateful, happy. This is a secret for happiness in the material world. And dhane, this is very, very important. That number three, whatever wealth we have attained by dharmic, dutiful work, one should be happy. Whatever that dollar number, rupee number is, which has come, it is Krishna's arrangement. We should be grateful and happy, santushta. So, swadhare, bhojane, dhane. Three things: food, spouse, and wealth. So one's wealth, money, food, bhojan, and spouse. Santushta trishu na kartavya. You see the first line and the second line have this word extra. So that means these three things, the following three things, one should not be satisfied. This is the secret in spiritual life. Swadhyaya, study of scriptures like Gita, Bhagavatam. Read more again, multiple times. Lord Chaitanya read, heard multiple times. Japa. One should not feel कि चलो 16 माला हो गया बस Mount Everest, I have climbed Mount Everest by chanting 16 rounds. Done. My japa is finished. No one should feel more. I mean, how I can chant more, how I can do more japa, and dhanayo, charity. Giving in charity for the right causes. So Isn't it beautiful? So simple, but so nice. Will anyone like to recite?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can read.
Yes.
संतुष्ट त्रिषु कर्तव्यः स्वधारे भोजने धने संतुष्ट त्रिषु न कर्तव्यः स्वाध्याय जप धनयोः. One should. Can I read translation, Prabhu?
I think the verse is fine.
Okay, thank you.
Now bonus. Who would like to try without seeing? See, two lines are almost same, the word na, right? Santushto trishu kartavya. In the third line, Santushto trishu na kartavya. So in like parts. So basically there are three words in each line, more or less. Three things to be satisfied with. What are the three things? Who knows the Sanskrit terms?
Swa
Swa,
Shadhara, Bhojane,
and
and Dane.
Dana.
Dhan, yes. Swadhara, so one's wife, one's food, and one's wealth. Santushto trishu kartavya swadhari bhojanai dhanai. Santushto trishu na kartavya. What are the three things one should not be satisfied?
Swadhyay jap.
Japa,
Swadhyaya,
and
japa,
Dhane.
and dhanya. So
And
dhana, dhanya. So dhan is wealth. Dhanyo. Okay, now who would like to try? So we have covered. Anyone would like to say the full verse without seeing? Please try. Please try. Don't worry if there's one word here, there. Please try to decide. Can you hear me? Or you're shy? I'm not sure if I'm audible. Anyone would like to try? Okay, maybe I'm not audible.
I try that.
Yeah, Vijay
Santushto trishu.
Mataji, please try.
Yes, Prabhuji, I can try. Santushto trishu kartavya swadhare bhojane dhane. Santushto trishu
Dhanai, yeah.
na kartavya swadhyay japa dhanayoho. Dhanayoho.
Dhanayo. Very nice. Okay, so any other comments, thoughts, reflections before we pause for today? Any comments anyone has? Any questions, feedback? Okay, then we will pause for today. Sorry for the network issues or if I was not properly audible. Please forgive me. We'll pause here. Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai. Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavind ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya cha Patitanam Pavani Bhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.